Good afternoon, everyone. I'm going to be presenting my review on the following case, Annie Leibovitz versus Paramount Pictures Corporation. In this case review presentation, I will introduce the parties involved, provide you with background information as well as facts from the case file. We will look at procedures that were taken and review holding and reasonings that were considered when coming to the final ruling of this case. I will close with effects and importance. Parties involved, we have Annie Leibovitz, plaintiff appellate, versus defendant appellate, Paramount Pictures Corporation. This appeal was brought to the United States Courts of Appeal, Second Circuit. Our plaintiff is a widely published photographer who gained a considerable amount of attention for her photographic work of Demi Moore. Demi Moore, who was 7 months pregnant at the time, posed portraying the famous Italian painting Botticelli's Birth of Venus. This photo became one of the plaintiff's most recognized work and was published on the cover of Vanity Fair in August 1991, becoming one of Vanity Fair's best-sold issues. In 1993, Paramount looked to receive ideas for a teaser for their upcoming movie, Naked Gun 3. They requested advertisement ideas from outside advertising agencies. Their movie was looked to be released in March. They received an advertisement proposal that the teaser superimposed the male star of the film's face onto a pregnant, recognizable, famous woman, utilizing the slogan, "Due in March." Paramount approved the concept, utilizing an image of a pregnant woman. They then created the photo displayed here. We have Annie Leibovitz's photo of Demi Moore posed nude. The actress exhibits a serious facial expression. Moore's right hand displays a large ring and was used to cover her breast, while her left hand appeared to support her pregnant belly. The photo was published in August 1991, as I stated before, on the cover of Vanity Fair. Paramount here hired a pregnant model to be photographed for their movie ad campaign. Paramount's photo imitated Leibovitz's photo of Demi, with Nelson's face superimposed on the model's face. Paramount worked to get the photo to resemble each detail of Leibovitz's photo of Moore, from like the background, the lighting, hand placement, accessories. And in 1994, Paramount ran the teaser in a magazine ad campaign. Leibovitz protested this use and brought action to the district courts of Southern District, New York. Leibovitz sued on the grounds of copyright infringement. The district courts ruled in favor of Paramount, concluding the use was fair use as a parody. A parody is a work that ridicules another by imitating in a comical way. Leibovitz appealed. She argued that she was entitled to partial summary judgment on the grounds that Paramount's use was for commercial and therefore should not be protected under fair use. The issue that's addressed here was Paramount Pictures Corporation use and imitation of Leibovitz's photograph protected under fair use doctrine. Under the analysis set forth by the Supreme Court in Campbell's v. Acuff Rose Music Inc.'s copyright infringement case, the United States Court of Appeal, Second Circuit, affirmed the judgment of the district court, ruling that Paramount Picture Corporation's advertisement qualifies as a parody and is entitled to fair use defense. Here I'm going to give you a little background on copyright law, infringement of copyright, fair use doctrine, and the factors considered for fair use. The creator of the original work expressions in a work is its author. The author has the authority to permit others the use of their work. Copyright laws recognize that parodists must use some elements of a prior author's work in order to make a new one that comments on the author's work. Parody needs to imitate an original to make its point, but may or may not be fair use depending on whether it could be seen as commenting on or criticizing the original. Infringement of copyright work occurs when a copyrighted work is reproduced, distributed, performed, publicly displayed, or made into a derivative work without the permission of the copyright owner. The Fair Use Doctrine permits unlicensed use of copyrighted protective work in certain circumstances, with consideration of 4 factors. The Fair Use Doctrine is a defense against a claim of copyright infringement. The 4 factors considered for fair use that are used in analyzing are purpose and character of the use, the nature of the copyrighted work, amount of substantiality of the portion used in relation to the copyright work as a whole, effect of the use. Purpose and character analyzes whether the use is of a commercial nature or is for non-profit purposes. Is the work transformative use? Is it adding new features with a different purpose or message than the original work? Nature of copyright work analyzes the degree to which the work compares to the creative expression of the original. Amount and substantiality, both quantity and quality of copyrighted materials that was used, is looked at through this factor. Effective use analyzes the potential market for or value of the copyrighted work. Is it considered harmful to the original work? It is looked at if the use causes potential harm for the marketing of the original work. As mentioned previously, the analysis process used in this case to determine if factors of fair use were met and qualified the advertisement as parody is Campbell's versus Acuff Rose Music, Inc. Campbell's clarification of the fair use defense is as followed. They consider call for case-by-case analysis when determining fair use. For the purpose and character, the more transformative the used work, the less significant commercial use is considered. The law will look beyond the other factors if a parody demonstrates transformative components. They look, using the analysis standards for this case, they look to see that the work is highly transformative, it displays a different message, people can perceive it differently. The other factor that they consider significant is the effective use. Application of Campbell's to Paramount. Purpose and character. Courts found Paramount's use to be highly transformative. Paramount's photo resembled the plaintiff's image of Demi, although their superimposed face of the male star made the photo highly transformative. They used a male's face on a female's body. His face displayed a smirk as opposed to Lewitt's photo of Demi, where she displayed a serious facial expression. Nature of copyright work. This factor does not provide help in this case in determining whether the parody of the original is fair. The amount and substantiality. Paramount does not argue that Lebowitz was objectively unreasonable in arguing that Paramount copied too much of Moore's photograph. Effect and use. Lebowitz also acknowledges that Paramount's use did not interfere with marketing of her original work. The second factor where Parodi's commenting on original work is concerned is less significant under the analysis to what entitles fair use of a parody in the case of Campbell. Therefore, the courts balance the factors, ruling that character and purpose and effect of use favor the defendant in this case. The work was unmistakably transformative and did not cause harm to the potential marketing of the original work of the plaintiff. Effects and importance. Those who look to replicate others' work without permission should consider the following. For the use of parodies, the new work should serve a different market with different goals and a different message. It should not interfere with the marketing potential of the original work and should possess transformative qualities and characters. Thank you for listening to my PowerPoint. I believe the court's final decision was valid based on the fair use doctrine, and the law was followed accordingly.